You tell me, loser.
Okay, so you know how it's some people that you don't want to win. Coop is the last person that you wanted to win.
What do you mean?
So y'all know we came in here, we hyped up last week. We was gonna have this Connect Four game. It was gonna be a tourney style. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and Coop go first, okay? Mm-hmm. Coop and I go first. We did it backwards. We did it all backwards. Mm-hmm. But Coop and I go first. Coop beats me. All right?
Beat him down.
He beat me. I ain't gonna even lie. So then I go against JJ, but I beat JJ. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, JJ, you're our saving grace here. Mm-hmm. Please beat Coop so we will not have to hear about this for the rest of our lives.
That sounds like a show. Can you beat Coop?
And JJ put up a fight. He put up a fight, but I knew when Coop said, "Oh, that's game," I knew it was over.
I didn't want to believe it.
You fought, bro. You fought back. That was cute.
I want to let y'all know.
Cute.
I want to let y'all know
you can't let this man win.
You can't let him win.
But you know what? You know what's crazy about what y'all saying?
What?
There's one way to shut me up.
Beat you?
Yeah, that's all you got.
That needs to be the show. Beating Coop. What can we beat Coop in? What can we beat Coop in?
Hey, JJ, don't race me. You never know what might happen. You never know what I might have to do. I'm gonna start juicing.
We gotta set up another challenge.
Wait, not juice.
Like, dang, Chris is ripped up.
This boy gonna be over here. Coop show is looking swole. You know that make your meat shrink.
Whatever it takes to win.
Boy, Key would not be. Start the pod. Start the pod. Yo, guys, welcome to another episode of the Soundboard Podcast, episode 38. It is me. It is I, the Dante.
You already know this is Coop.
What's up with it? It's your boy JJ.
And we are back for another episode, guys. If this is your first time tapping in, welcome to the Soundboard. Welcome to the Soundboard Podcast, man. We like to come on here and just ask pivotal questions that could change your life. Like, am I tripping?
Most of the time, yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Was I wrong? Mm-hmm. And so Coop and JJ have been a part of my soundboard for over 10 years, and we decided to let y'all in the room so now y'all can also be a part of our soundboard as well.
We growing the community.
Oh, yeah. Fellas, let me know what's going on with y'all. How was the week?
It was good, bro. You know, y'all know I be doing my dad's day out, my dad's night out.
That boy, I saw it too.
Friday is my day.
Friday Night Lights.
I think I'm gonna settle. I think I'm going bi-weekly with it.
Wait. You fought.
Transitioning.
You fought for once a week.
I'll be missing my baby, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that boy a dad.
Which one?
Both of them.
Both of them.
I'm becoming more attached to my child, which sounds crazy.
Wait, how old is Casey?
She's about to be 9 months.
This boy now attached. I'm attached now.
9 months flew by.
It flew by.
It has flown by.
Yeah, bro. But I'll be missing her for real.
That boy was sitting at the bar looking at pictures of Casey.
Right.
I wonder what Casey's doing right now.
It didn't help that I ended up at like a ratchet club.
Wait, so walk me through what was
night.
this Friday night like, Coop?
So I hit this spot. There's a dope little spot off of like Greenville. It's like they had a good DJ.
Okay.
It's kind of inside.
Good
outside.
DJ makes the experience.
It was a vibe though.
I was singing in the club. I mean, it was at the bar.
He was playing R&B.
It gave you club
He played
vibes.
hip hop and R&B.
Okay,
but
I
he was
like
playing
that.
like throwback stuff. Like
I like that.
You know what I mean? It wasn't crowded. You know, the bartenders were fun.
Oh, yeah,
so it was a good time. But then, you know, somebody I was with.
Not to name names.
We don't want to incriminate somebody.
But it's like usually I go to my spot and then I go home after like around midnight or something.
Right.
So then he wanted to go to the next spot.
Coop was like, whoa.
And to be fair, I was like, okay, I'm cool. I'm going with it, you know. Then we ended up in Deep Ellum.
You know they be shooting out there now.
Deep Ellum has changed.
You got a tote out there.
Ended
Coop
up
out here bar hopping.
ended at a little ratchet spot, man. I knew it was ratchet cause I seen a dude in a tactical vest.
What? As a part of his outfit?
As far as outfit.
Like he 50 Cent?
Bro, I don't know. But I was like, yeah, this isn't the place for me. I'm not supposed to be here.
Did you stand in there with your arms folded the whole time?
Nah, I was rapping.
Rapper hands?
I was rapper head, so it was that. And then another thing that's been going on with me is I've actually been working with a friend of mine, and he's working on like an app that helps track your finances, basically, so you can
that's dope.
Get your true net worth. Which I think there's stuff out there like that, but he's working on his own thing, so helping out with that. And I'm gonna test it out for a couple months, and then if I like it, I'm gonna make sure to give it to my people, man.
So this tests you said it tests your net worth?
It shows you where you're at as far as your net worth, your true net worth, and you set your goal where you want to be, and then it kind of gives you a pace on what you need to do to get there.
When you say true net worth, what does that mean?
So like what you have minus your debt. Yeah.
I just feel like stuff like that need to add stuff that's, unquantifiable.
Like what?
Personality.
To your net worth?
I don't know if my net worth truly displays.
I think that's quantifiable though. How much does that make you?
I don't know if my true net worth displays how great of a person I am.
Yeah, man.
No, but I think that's dope.
Yeah.
And we be looking up celebrities' net worths. Do y'all be looking up celebrities' net worths?
I used to.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. It depends. When I'm in a debate on who's bigger or richer, then I'll look them up.
Some of these people net worths, it's so crazy because some people net worth is less than what you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people be higher than what you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, some of these celebrities be only at like 1 million. And it'd be like, how you out here living the way you living?
They say a lot of that's inaccurate.
Yeah, everybody say, how do you even substantiate?
They go off the things that they know.
That is fact.
But they don't know everything.
But you don't know if they have like investments and stuff like
to
that.
test they true.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's dope, man.
But yeah, what's up with y'all?
Man, I have been trying to get into a rhythm.
Uh-huh.
So I moved recently.
Uh-huh.
It done throw me all out of whack, bro.
Oh,
how long have you been? So how long ago did you move?
I moved at the beginning of April, April 2nd.
Okay, so it's only been about 3 weeks.
Yeah, man, but I like to have a routine, especially when it comes to like working out and stuff. And because now my apartment had a gym.
Oh,
I don't
you
have
going
a
to your gym
now.
apartment?
Oh.
Right?
I gotta switch things up. So I'm trying to figure out
you in the room doing push-ups.
He doing jailhouse workout.
I ain't doing nothing.
I swear, when we get outside, if he asked me about my pie, bro. That boy doing jailhouse. I don't know. Do they get pie in prison?
Oh,
I don't know. I've never been.
somebody does.
Whoa!
But my job has a gym. So like I've been trying to figure out what's the best.
Oh, so you may have to go to work early.
So I've been working out in the mornings previously. But now I got to get up even earlier to get to the gym to work out. Then I got to figure out if I want to work out and then go to work, like shower and stuff and go to work there.
Right.
It's just
come back to the crib.
Yeah, bro. It's just it's just throwing off the
Why won't you do it after work?
Because I've been so accustomed to working out before work, my energy is
Isn't life full circle?
What?
Let me tell you something, JJ.
What's up?
You should just try it.
No, I did try. So I did. I've tried both. I've tried working out before and after. It just depends on the week.
Which okay.
You know,
you gotta go back and forth.
Yeah, man. So trying to figure that out, and then, bro, somebody almost tried to pull my black card at work.
Oh.
First of all, what kind of place do you work at? Because I think y'all need some D&E and D&I. What they be calling?
No, bro, it was another black coworker that tried to pull my black card.
Hold on, JJ. Somebody reported on you at work. This giving real hostile work environment. Somebody reported on you at work. Had our listeners over here talking about, if nobody mess with JJ, we might need to pull up. So somebody reported you at work last week during the Connect 4. Nobody said that you should win. And then
you're bringing up some valid points.
And then somebody pulled your black card. It's giving hostile work environment.
They didn't officially pull my black card.
What they say?
I felt the judgment through the Zoom camera.
Wait, what they say?
Because we was having like a little meeting, right? It ain't already a lot of us,
right,
at the job, and so we were on a topic about like foods, like different type of foods people eat, and one of the women brought up, in our culture we have chitterlings.
Oh no, I ain't black.
And
either.
I was like,
Chitlins?
chitlins.
Oh, okay.
That food too. Is there something else? I might not be black either.
I have my card.
Yeah, bro. So chitlins, I don't eat them.
And she said she does.
She does, and it was because I don't eat chitlins and I don't eat liver.
Oh, I eat liver.
It's just some parts of animals. I just be like, why y'all want to eat that?
And I was like, bro, I don't think do most black people really eat that?
I don't know.
I think it's probably like 50-50.
I don't know, bro. That's too close. That's too close to slave food. I can't.
For real. For real.
Like I've elevated. Out
It's
of
giving,
chitlins.
it's giving what's left.
And I don't want
It's
it.
giving what's
want
left.
that.
I don't want it, but I felt the judgment through the Zoom call.
And how did she say it though? Was she like,
Really,
you don't
Jeremy?
eat shit?
Really?
You don't eat shit?
Really? It was because by the time we got delivered, she was like, really? Like, really? I was like,
I'll tear some meatloaf, oxtails, greens,
Yeah, see?
cornbread, all that.
them staples.
But then you tell people you don't eat chitlins and they all of a sudden
now
you
I'm
ain't
Casper.
black. Casper the white though. Just white.
Yeah, man.
I turned to Tom Hanks.
But yeah, nah, bro. But I ain't never been a fan. So that's not something that's going to be eaten in the future either.
Right.
But Dante, what's up with you, bro?
Bro, so you know what's so crazy since we talking about coworkers at work? My coworker and I, because now we back in the office, I meet him in person. He black, I'm black. I'm like, hey, bro, you're my work bestie now.
Right.
Or so I thought.
Right.
Uh-oh.
So y'all know, Bia it dropped the J. Cole, the song
London.
featuring J. Cole, London, right? So him and I bonded over J. Cole. I'm like, yo, bro, this is every black man's question. Hey, bro, who your top five?
Top five. Yeah.
Who your top five, dead or alive?
Yeah.
So we both agreed on J. Cole. So I'm like, we have a common ground in love for one of the greats, i.e. J. Cole. So then when the video dropped, it was a Friday at about 5:30. I send it to him and I'm like, yo, J. Cole ate,
Our
bro.
boy went crazy.
I was like, he went crazy.
He did go. He went off.
He went off in the song. My boy, I see that he read the message, but he never responded. He never responded, bro. So I'm like, okay, at about 5 minutes, I'm like, well, he has to go watch the video.
Yeah.
But then as the night progressed, I said, that fool never responded back to me. Maybe I thought we was friends and we just coworkers.
This is a new relationship, and Dante was waiting for the text. Maybe he'll text me tomorrow.
Did I say I love you first?
Bro.
And it wasn't reciprocated?
Yeah.
He
Bro.
established y'all just work friends.
He
bro.
is just established we were work friends, bro. So that was on a Friday night.
Y'all friendship stops at 5.
We get to work on that Tuesday, and he tries to talk to me, and I'm like, I have nothing to say to you. and then this girl behind us was like, why?
Yeah.
I said, I've just established that we're our only work friends. And she's like, why? I said, because I text insert his name.
Yeah.
Because we bonded over J. Cole and he ain't text me back.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, bro, my bad. Like, I watched the video. He was like, I didn't text you back. I watched the video and then I forgot. And I said, but you never responded. So then I said, I've established I'm only friends with y'all at work. And then she gonna say, just because he ain't your friend don't mean I'm not. So, bro, we just had a good laugh about it. But I jumped the gun.
I don't know if we can talk about this on here, but have y'all ever had people try to be friends outside of work that you don't want to be friends?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
This was my first time being rejected.
Oh, how did it
Usually,
feel?
I
Usually
do the
on the other
rejecting.
end.
Yeah, usually I'll be like, yeah, bro, I'm just a young.
Y'all been thinking you're a baddie, bro.
I go through life, I'm the bad.
Like
Bro.
come back full circle.
On red, bro. And the crazy thing is, I leave people on red all the time. First of all,
You have your receipts on?
No, first of all, I told him that. I said, bro, take that off. That is highly disrespectful. Like, people should not know that you read the message.
I like to have it on. Let them know that I read it.
I like to turn it off because I don't be
all mine's
one.
off.
Yeah, I don't like people to feel like disrespected.
You
think
take
that's
that disrespect?
Yes.
Maybe I just
If
couldn't
somebody
respond.
texts you and you look at the message but you don't respond,
They let me know where we stand.
that's disrespectful. to
Dang,
me.
y'all take it to heart.
Yes.
If you read the message and you don't
If you
respond,
right, that means you opened up the message. It'll be different if you
You
never
dead in
opened
the
the
conversation.
message. Right.
What if I'm busy and I just read it? I'm like, haha, that's funny. I'll talk to him about it later.
But you never go
but
back.
yeah, you responded.
You never respond.
I'll see you at work on Monday and we could talk about it.
That's a text. Just text that back.
Yeah, just be like, hey, bro, it was funny.
The entitlement.
I'll be like, LOL. All I'm saying is it just established that where we are. Also, guys, I want to ask y'all this because I think I got played.
Twice?
I think I got played, bro. I think this was the week I got played twice.
What happened?
So a homie reached out to me. We hadn't chopped it up in a minute. And we were just catching up. He's like, hey, bro, I thought about you. And I'm like, dang, bro, that's real, man. I appreciate you, I appreciate that I was on your heart, King. Thank you for reaching out. He kind of voiced to me some of the things that he was going through. And I was like, all right, bro, yeah, bro, that's tough. So this is a guy we go to church.
Wait. He reached out to you and then voiced things he was going through?
Because I asked him, I said, how you been? And so he
I
told
was
me,
like,
hey, bro.
hey, bro, I just wanted to, you was
bro,
on my heart, but let me share
on my heart. But
Let
I'm
me share
saying
my
what I'm
heart.
going through. So I asked him, I'm like, hey, bro, how you been? Blase, whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah.
So then I say, well, bro, that sounds tough. Like, outside of prayer, because I'll pray for you, what can I do tangibly to help? And he was like, oh, man, you know what? I don't really think I can think of anything. He's like, bro, I don't really think I can think of anything, bro. And he said, oh, I know. If you didn't mind, you could buy some from my online store. And I just felt like
The audacity.
What'd you do?
I was like, all right, bro, send me the link.
Did you purchase it?
because technically I asked him, what can I do for you? And King said you can purchase something from my online store. And so I'm like, I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
But then I was thinking, did he just hit me up to ask me to buy something from him?
It was really a
Or
mass text he sent out.
It was a hidden agenda.
I'm like, he hit me. No, he called. This
okay.
over the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, did he just hit me up to buy something? I just started thinking after he told me that. I'm like, did he just hit me up to buy something? Or was I really on his heart?
Bro, I've never had nobody respond like that.
Yes, bro.
And I don't even know if I'm bold enough to respond.
I don't think I would be.
He said, hey, bro, I can tell
Hey,
you.
bro, can you buy something?
What's the lesson here, fellas?
Be careful what you ask for.
Stick to thoughts and prayers.
hey, you know what Dante's problem was? He said outside of prayer, is there anything I can do?
I
He should have said outside of finances. Is there anything I can do?
You know what's so funny, bro? Today, the message I talked to the students about was thoughts and prayers.
Yeah,
because
thoughts
I
and
told them,
prayers.
I said, y'all be over there sending them that hand closed emoji when people be saying prayers. That ain't prayer. hand clapping,
That's
hand
it.
closed emoji.
Not actually praying.
Not actually praying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I should have left it at thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts
But
and
I'm gonna
prayers.
buy some from the store. I need to go get on that so I can be a man of my word. But also,
What type of store is it?
You should have just hit him back with, hey, if I purchase this house, it's helping you.
JJ on some challenging type stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I was gonna ask you what the problem was, but I didn't want to get too much into his business.
Well, I don't know. The problem had absolutely zero to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy
with-
anything
with
from
the
the
store.
store. Unless
Yeah,
there's
that's
something
what I
dope in
said.
there I want.
Yeah, no, it had zero to do with the
I
store.
would have just asked, how is this going to help?
So even with the problem he was saying, I can understand that if he was like, financially it's been tough. Can you
Yeah.
buy something from the store?
Yeah.
But he didn't vocalize that to me.
He's like, man, I just keep cheating on my wife. I can't stop, man.
Can you buy some? Can you buy some from my store, bro? It'll really help me quit cheating.
Your boy be funding the cheat.
You using my money to go cheat?
Boy.
Yeah, bro. So the other side of that is sometimes when people ask, you got to just give them the answer.
No.
What you really want.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm saying what you really want.
Yeah.
It takes a different kind of bold to do that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I be wishing I was that bold. But some people have literally audacity.
Yeah.
There are some people out here with literal audacity.
That's true.
So that's kind of what's been going on. That's kind of what's been going on for me.
That's what's up.
So guys, I want to get y'all take on something because y'all had this woman and her boo had the internet in a frenzy. Okay, so I don't know if y'all saw the headline where it said couples goes viral for $500 wedding, including $47 dress. That's exactly what happened. So the crazy thing is, I only saw the article because I saw this girl posted on Facebook who basically was like, couldn't have been me.
Right.
So let me just give you guys the backstory behind this. There was a young lady and her husband who spent $500 on their wedding. That's it.
5
right?
and 2 zeros.
500. And that's somebody who planning a wedding right now. That is unheard of.
Are y'all intrigued?
I'm intrigued. So I go and look at the article. When I see that,
They got the breakdown on there?
yes, bro, they got the breakdown. Her dress was $47. They ended up so one of the biggest expenses when it comes to a wedding is your venue.
Right.
Right.
Bro, they pulled up on the side of the highway, which was free. They put up on the side of the highway, bro.
I thought they didn't do
freeway.
it justice because it actually looks really good.
It looks really, really
Yeah,
nice because
yeah.
it was in California. It
Yeah.
overlooks like the city.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's beautiful. But they
It's
pulled
like-
up on the side of the freeway.
Wait. Is it like on the side, like by the like a park?
No, bro, on the side where like if a not a tornado, what's the thing that shake the ground?
Earthquake.
If an earthquake hit, if an earthquake hit, they would have fell into the abyss.
Yeah.
They were on like the edge,
Yeah,
bro. But so she spent $47 on the dress. The
Yeah.
venue was free. She said a lot of their family and friends donated. So you had people donate. She said her aunt donated the flowers. Her cousin and her other aunt donated the little thing that she walked on. They got their cake donated. Somebody from their family donated the cake. And the family and friends paid for their own food.
Which is a lot of the cost.
That's most of the
Yeah,
cost,
yeah.
bro. And so I read the article and then I go back to my homegirl Shayna's post, and you know what? She won't mind me saying her name because she 10 toes down on what she feels. She posted, "Love that for them, but it's a no for me." Two things.
What's that?
One, affordability is different for everyone. I like nice, luxurious things. My wedding will be no different. Why? Because I can't afford it.
Right.
Second thing, stop saying couples that have expensive weddings don't last. That's the people y'all know who marry any and everybody.
Yeah, I don't like when people say that.
Yeah, I don't like when people say that either. So then this guy
That sounds
commented.
like hate.
It's hate. It's hate. So this guy commented on her post and basically was like, he was like, "Love don't cost a thing," and she said, "It don't, but my wedding will." So she 10 toes down. And so as JJ and I navigate this planning a wedding, and Coop, you actually already had a wedding.
I've been through it.
You've been through it. I want to know when
Inflation
y'all
look different now, though.
when y'all hear $500 wedding, Coop, would you do it again and do it differently?
I think I would do it pretty much the same.
Okay.
I was.
It was a beautiful wedding, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I was pretty responsible on my end as far as what I bought. Like I said, I got married in $100 suit. It wasn't nothing.
That is true. Coop did say that.
Like we bought $100 suit, went to K&G's hood spot. You know what I mean?
K&G keep the hood. K&G keep the hood laced up at weddings, bro.
Oh, that's a suit tux, $100 tux.
Yeah, and y'all look nice.
And I
Look
used
good.
that tux at least
Bro,
10 times since then. So $10 a wear.
is excellent, bro, because we
Yeah.
also were able to keep that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And y'all
we-
bought it.
It
Yeah.
wasn't rented.
Yeah. So
Oh wait, $100 y'all bought the tuxes?
Yeah.
Bro, this whole time I was thinking those were rented for $100.
No, I bought the tux.
You've
for
seen it.
$100.
You've seen it just beyond the wedding too.
Yes,
Bro, that's
bro.
dope. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll do it the same, bro.
Okay. So JJ, as somebody who's planning a wedding
Mm-hmm.
right now, when you hear $500 weddings, what do you think about that?
Bro, I'm like, how, right? Like,
Right.
But after you did the breakdown, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
I think it comes down to preference.
Uh-huh.
Like what you really want out of the wedding and what's the purpose for you
Right.
actually having a
Right.
wedding. That's to each his own. If you want to do a $500 wedding, you can do a $500 wedding.
Right.
That's not what we doing.
Right.
But if you want to do it, you can do it. I think that it's the same thing for people who like do shotgun weddings, or like who do, what is it called when you go and elope? You're not really spending no money on a wedding. You just want to be married. That's cool.
Right.
But for somebody who wants to actually throw like a celebration or a party, if the intent is there, like, and you got the money to do it, do it.
So that was actually one of the things that she said in the article. She said, I didn't want to start off we didn't want to start our marriage out in debt.
Right.
So I think that's smart.
That was really, really smart.
I think it's a really interesting thing. So like how the other girl said, like she could afford it, but
Right.
they're saying we can't afford it. We would have to go into debt, $30,000
Right.
in debt to throw a wedding. I think it's very interesting because we're always thinking about like we do weddings a certain way because of tradition, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it got me to thinking about like picking the people that come to your wedding is really hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard, right? So then I got to thinking about how many weddings would I have gone to if I had to pay? So like you go to weddings, it's like, oh, it's a free party, whatever, free drinks. Would I still have
I am not going to that.
would y'all have gone to would y'all have skipped some weddings knowing that you would have had to pay for your own food? Like you would have to pay a couple $100s.
So you know what I think is interesting, because we've talked about this, and I think we all have this issue at times. I think a lot of times people will invite us like to their weddings and stuff,
Right.
because they're like, oh my gosh, bro, you're so much fun. Like we enjoyed these moments together.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, when I did our wedding guest list, first of all, most of our guest list is family, because we got big families.
Right.
But it really made me sit down and really, really think, like, who really rocking with us?
And this is something y'all gonna see after your wedding. A lot of people that you invite, you're not gonna talk to again.
I can believe that.
I believe it.
I can believe that.
It's just a weird thing. So just go ahead.
Even some people that contemplating inviting them, like, have we really talked? We
Right.
got you reevaluating the whole relationship.
So why am I spending money on you to
Facts.
come to my wedding?
Facts.
So how much
Facts.
do you love me? Would you if I said, hey, you're invited to my wedding, but you gotta pay for your own plate, or you have to donate something towards the wedding to come to the wedding, would those people still be there?
That's
Like
a-
just the thought process.
That's a good question.
That's actually a
And
good
that's
question.
probably a good way to evaluate whether or not you would invite
Right.
somebody to the wedding.
Right.
To answer your original question, bro, there's some of them weddings I wouldn't be a part of.
Same.
Because it's already like, especially if I already have to travel to the wedding,
Right,
I gotta
right.
pay for hotel accommodations,
right.
travel accommodations,
Right.
and then I gotta pay for everything on top of that.
Right.
It may not be worth it.
So you know what's so crazy? I was having a conversation about this same article because people were sending it to me. Maybe because I'm a podcaster now.
Right.
People was like, go talk about this. And me and the homie Michaela, who also listens to the pod, had a great conversation. And I said, Michaela, it's not out of the ordinary. You go to birthday dinners and pay for dinner.
Right, pay for your own dinner.
You pay for your own dinner
Right.
all the time.
Right.
I've gone to birthday dinners where I've paid $50 for my food.
Right.
Which is about the average of what it costs for a plate of food at a wedding. And I told Michaela, I said, you know what? Looking back on it, some of these people that, we invited to the wedding, I'm really like, if Olivia and I hit a tough spot, can we depend on y'all for prayer? Can we depend on y'all to send us back to each other when we get in fights,
Right.
and not be divisive and be
Right.
like, you right, he wrong. Like, I'm like, I can't say that some of these people would be invited if that's the thought process.
Yeah.
See, and if you're paying for them, you're not getting a good return on the investment.
Exactly. You're just paying for them. And so I'm going to be honest, when I read that article, I was like, dang, bro, I think, we're going to have a great time. It's going to be phenomenal. But like, if we really would sit and evaluate some of the people we have on this guest list, it probably would cut it down.
It'll cut it down a lot.
By a good percentage.
And I think this article is just a testament of the change of the times. Like, we have honeymoon funds now. Like,
Right.
don't give me a gift.
Because that's what you did.
Yeah, I did a honeymoon
Yes,
fund.
he did a
You know what
honeymoon
I mean?
fund.
It just makes sense. And I think this is dope because there's like a change in flexing. Like, people flex different type of ways.
Right.
And I know myself, like, the more I get more into money and stuff like that, my flex isn't necessarily things, but it's like how much I didn't pay for the thing.
Right.
Like, I got
How much I saved.
Yeah, I got this $500 liquor cabinet for $100. Like that would be more of my flex. Not like I spent $10,000 on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I get it, bro. Just going into debt, just in general. So it started this whole other conversation about being in people's wedding. And so there was this video on TikTok, of course, because everybody a content creator on TikTok.
Right. Oh my God.
On all social medias.
On all social medias. And there was this girl who was detailing how much it was to be in her best friend's wedding.
Right.
And so this, she said in her video that it was like she spent about $2,000. This other lady kind of
to be in the wedding,
to be a bridesmaid. So this other woman did a response video and was like, basically, when I asked these girls to be in my wedding, I end up giving them how much it was going to cost up front, and it was going to cost them $4,000 to be in her wedding. She was like, I'm just so thankful for them for doing it.
That just seems so crazy.
I just don't like the fact that it has to be publicized.
Like they're broadcasting, like that's how they're flexing. Like,
I don't.
I asked my friends to pay $4,000 to be in my wedding.
Yeah,
why do you feel the need to?
It just doesn't make sense.
So did y'all feel like? So I actually. One of my things is, because you guys are both groomsmen in my wedding, I was trying to make sure that y'all didn't spend a lot of money.
I did the same thing.
Like, I was like, what's the cheapest we can go?
Really? Because we ain't at K&G for yours.
Don't do that. I already felt bad.
But you did good as far as let's keep this.
Cool,
we bought suits.
But you bought the suits.
Yeah.
And so at first we were going to be renting suits for the exact same amount of money.
Right.
So one of my things was, at first, y'all was about to be in some suits from Zara. But Coop got these broad shoulders, and we know they don't make Zara for us.
They really don't.
They don't make Zara for me.
Yeah.
I'm full figure.
Thickums.
So I was like, damn, Zara out.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I was literally like, bro, my grooms will go get their suits from Zara.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my suit from Zara.
Yeah.
I really was trying to keep
the
it
cost low.
as low as possible, because I'm like, I don't want y'all to spend a whole bunch of money on one day.
It's not necessary, bro.
It's not necessary. But it is, bro. Let's keep it a bug. When you are asking people to be in your wedding, you are also asking them to come out, come out of money.
Yeah.
And this season is different though, because we're all in better places.
Right.
But like, you're asking people to go. We went to Cool Bachelor Party. I spent $500 in one day because we want to be section boys.
That was optional.
Yeah.
We was out there a couple of days.
That was optional.
Running up the tab.
We was running up the tab.
Also, I didn't set that up. My best man.
You ready? You know what? It was him.
And he's a different level.
You know what?
But that comes with accepting the yes.
But you're accepting when you say, "Hey, I want to celebrate. I want to be a part of this day for you."
Yeah.
That's what you're signing up to.
Yeah.
My thing is this though: don't do it if you broke. Just you can tell people no.
Yeah.
Like you can tell people no,
or just let them know. Like I would love to be a groomsman, but I just can't afford to do.
I cannot afford to do it.
Well, hopefully you also know you kind of know where your friends are at. If you're all at that level to be like groomsmen or bridesmaids,
right?
Like if I'm asking y'all to be in the wedding, like I kind of have an idea
of where you
stand. So if I know that my group of people can't drop $4K, that's unreasonable for me. But if you can't drop, let's say 1,000 or however much, then I already know, like, if I really want you in my wedding, I'm gonna compensate in some other way to be like, all right, cool, either I got you, or don't worry about this, or whatever it's gonna be, because you got to take that into consideration.
Right. Now, it was and this is different for guys, because girls end up spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because they have to pay for dresses, hair, makeup. Yeah. Like, they just have more things to pay for. But
and even I was talking to Kia about this, and she was like, yeah, she paid for either dresses or makeup, but she was like, in hindsight, I could have really let people do their own thing. Like, you don't have to get your hair done with the same person that does my hair. If you feel comfortable doing your hair, that's fine. Do your own hair. You know what I mean?
But see, then you also be leaving up people to come in there looking any kind of way on your day.
Yeah.
What you
and that's why they be trying to eliminate that.
Have you heard when parents be like, my standard for cleaning and your standard for cleaning is
two different standards.
Hear that every day now. We talking about parents.
We're turning into our parents. But no, I just thought that was an interesting topic, just to see, where people stand on it.
Yeah, and I've been in a lot of weddings too. So like even saying yes to those weddings, I got to think about what comes with that. Because initially I was like, yeah, I'll be in your wedding. Then you got to think about, oh, okay, wait, I got to purchase this. We got to go on this. We got to do this. I got to set aside times. And that stuff starts to add up.
Look at JJ. Finally a groom. Always a groomsman, never a groom.
yeah, one time for the one time.
37 suits.
37 dresses. Baby, if you're in 37 weddings, you got too many friends.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got too many friends. But I just thought that was interesting to talk about because in this season, bro, looking back, I'm like, it's looking real appealing.
Yeah.
To have spent less. And I was thinking about our friends. Shout out to Troy and Diane. They had a wedding, a nice wedding ceremony in the park. It was beautiful. Had roses and stuff laid out. Yeah. And you had two choices. You could either go to dinner the night of the wedding or brunch the next day. And you paid for yourself.
Yeah.
And people were there, bro. Packed.
I love that. Especially if you rock with the person.
Because we rocked with them so hard, bro.
Yeah.
And it ended up being beautiful. They rented out like a room in a restaurant, decorated it, had a photographer.
I love it, bro.
Bro, it was phenomenal. So I'm just gonna say, spend what you can spend. You know how much you can spend on a wedding and what you can't spend on a wedding. Like if it's gonna put you in debt, you probably should not do it.
Absolutely. Stay away from debt free as much as you can.
Right.
But you know, we are talking about responsible decisions.
It's exhausting being responsible. Sometimes I just want to be irresponsible.
Facts.
You had your 20s for that.
You're right.
And
You're right.
Yeah, some part of your 30s.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But that brings up the conversation that I want to throw to y'all. Is like, is it hard for men to cut back on responsibilities? And so I'm thought about it this week because on a personal tip, I took 2 days off of work. Right,
Yeah, boy. Okay.
Yes, but the reason I took off of
Mental
work,
health days?
mental health days.
Yeah.
I took PTO. I should took sick.
You should have took sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JJ.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed you being all responsible.
Right.
You don't plan out a mental health day.
I can't come in today.
He said my mind is gonna need a rest on October 2nd.
Bro, but I took,
My mind's sick.
I took the days off because I was at a point where I was just like, bro, I had a lot on my plate. I was just, work was a lot. It was a lot of things going on personally too. So I'm like, bro, I just feel like I just need to take a little time.
Right.
So I took a couple days off. Them days was refreshing.
What did you do?
I did. So this is the first time I probably took time off that I didn't travel. Normally I fill my time with something else.
And that's exhausting in itself.
It's exhausting, but it was just refreshing to be off of work because sometimes work, like the work that I do, can be also heavy and stressful too. So I was like, man, let me not even worry about that. I got a bunch of other stuff I got to worry about. I'm in weddings. I'm planning a wedding. We got the podcast. We got other stuff going on too. So, what did I do? I went to lunch with my pops.
Okay. Yeah. Love that. Connected with family. I chilled. I actually dedicated some time to wedding planning. Okay.
Sometimes like intentional time.
Yeah.
Because it had been escaping me for a little bit.
Right.
And then I kind of just chilled, bro, and just relaxed a little bit.
Great?
That's why I said, bro, it was refreshing.
Look, I'm sitting over here all envious.
That sounds lovely.
Look at that.
Yeah, but then I went back to work. When I went back to work, it was like everything went back on my plate.
Right.
So it was like not just, I mean, things were still on my plate outside of work, but it was also work and other things were back on my plate. But I went straight back into that mindset of like, let me put my head down and like keep pushing, right? And I hear it all the time. Like even when I go to work and I ask other men, if I'm out with other people, I ask them, hey bro, like how you doing? Like, oh, I'm just pushing. I just got to keep pushing, maintaining. I got to keep grinding.
Right.
But we say things like that all the time.
Right.
And it's like we don't really, well, I don't know. This is probably not everybody, but I know it's difficult for me to take a lot of things off of my plate. And I know for some other people, it may be easier, but it kind of brought me up, and I want to bring this question to y'all. Like, what role does the male ego play in taking on responsibilities or cutting back?
I think it plays a big role in it, honestly, bro, because if we keeping it a buck, a lot of stuff on your plate may not be on your plate. You know what? Let me not talk for y'all. Let me not speak for y'all. Let me speak for me.
Yeah, do that.
Sometimes a lot of stuff on your plate ain't even stuff that you put on your plate.
Other people putting stuff on your plate.
Other people put on your plate.
Right.
And so sometimes I'll find myself in doing things where it's stuff that's been added to my plate and I just don't either want to let the person down or I don't want my name to be tarnished.
Right.
And so I keep doing it knowing dang well I don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
And so I think a part of that, I say a part of that is your ego, because I think personally we're taught like men don't quit. Like think about how many times you heard winners don't quit and quitters never win.
Right.
And so a lot of times you don't want to quit, and it's your ego, like it's your pride. Like I don't want to be seen as a failure. I don't want to fail in this. So I think it plays a huge part in it.
Yeah. So you associate quitting with failing.
Yeah.
Failure. Do you think that's kind of like the same thing as far as like taking things off your task or what?
No, I'm not saying that is failing.
Okay.
But I'm saying that's how I equate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying like taking things off of my plate, I equate that with just it's lessening the responsibilities. I think from a societal norm or expectation.
So I think that's important. So I think when you have all these responsibilities, it gives a sense of importance.
Right.
Like they rely on me.
Everybody needs
They
me.
need me.
You feel like there's value.
There's value that, right? And even I think I've talked about that before. Like when I start a new job, I try to take as many responsibilities as I can.
Right.
But then it gets to the point where I'm like
Overwhelmed.
Oh, let me calm down.
Quit needing me.
Let me calm down. And now I'm like, hey, I know I said I could do this, but I can't do it. It feels like I'm showing a sign of weakness.
Yes, and that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like a sign of weakness. So it's difficult to.
Well, you can't do that.
Right. Oh, yeah, and that's maybe what it is too.
I think we should. We'll go ask Mark.
It's almost like it's almost as if you're taking your word back.
Right.
Like it's like, all right, I committed to saying I was going to do this, but now I'm saying I can't fulfill it.
Right.
But it's not really that.
I'm not man enough.
It's not really that I can't fulfill it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
it's more so like I recognize priorities. Like that's not something that I truly do want to fulfill, or maybe it's not the most important thing at the time.
Right.
Even with that acknowledgement and understanding, it's still difficult to cut those things off sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
And it gives me a high when they're like, Chris will get it done. You know what I mean? Or Coop will get it done. My identity revealed.
It's Chris at work. It's Chris at work.
Yo, but you know what? That is right. But I think we need to also just start having more conversations about like Nick's gonna hate this. Seasons change, right? Like there are gonna be times when you take on a responsibility and you have more time on your plate.
Right.
But then there are times when you don't.
Right.
So like what I'm finding right now is my plate was kind of cool. Like it was already kind of stretched thin. But now adding wedding planning on top of that,
you need to take some
has
stuff off.
exhausted it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
and
understand
so
that.
it's like now it's added not a small thing on the plate, a huge thing on the plate.
Right.
And now I am overwhelmed.
Right.
I am overwhelmed. And so it's almost like we need to have more conversations with people about, my season, quote unquote, is changing, or like my priorities, like JJ said, has changed.
Right.
When I accepted doing this,
Right.
I could. I can't do that anymore.
Right.
But that's a difficult conversation to have.
It is. It's a difficult conversation to have. But you said you associate like quitting with failure.
Right.
Why do you associate like quitting with failure?
I think that's what we're taught as men. Like I feel like, and I don't want to speak for women, but I feel like as men, that's what men are taught.
Right.
Like think about it, bro. Anything that you do as a man, young man, even if you like playing football, have you ever told your mama or daddy you want to quit something?
No, you gotta quit. See it through.
Right. You gotta see it through. You gotta see it through, bro. I grew up in a single parent home, and my mama still had that attitude.
Right.
Like, no, you said you were gonna do it.
Right.
You're about to do it.
Right.
Like, and I don't care how you feel about it.
There's a lesson. I mean, there's a lesson to be learned about seeing things through. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But as a child, but as you get older, you have priorities. Like they shift, right? So I guess the difficulty is knowing when to quit.
Because this the thing. It's some stuff you want to see through, and it's some stuff I'm blind.
Right.
I don't want to see it through.
Yeah, that's true.
And so for me, it's difficult because sometimes I see like quitting stuff as a failure.
Right.
Like I see it as a failure. Or the other side of it is I think about all the people that I'm letting down, but it's to my own detriment.
Right.
So like y'all cool, y'all chilling.
Right.
But I'm over here run down, exhausted, tired, temperamental. And it's almost like, but do people care?
So when is the time to quit?
If we knew, Coop, we wouldn't be asking the question.
I think part of that is evaluating where you are. So even we talk about seasons, but like what season you are in life.
Right.
I think seasons change naturally, right? But it's evaluating in this specific season what is the most important thing to you.
Right.
Okay.
So if we're taking on these responsibilities, and this is also speaking to me, like if I'm taking on all these responsibilities and my plate is full, I only have time for so much. Right. Like, I gotta divvy my time up. So I gotta be able to figure out what is gonna be on this plate. And my plate's if it's overflowing, some things ain't getting the necessary attention that it needs to get to. So I gotta figure out like what is that most essential thing and then prioritize.
Right.
But also be willing to be able to cut some of those other things off. And I feel like sometimes we have like a myopic view on how we approach things. Like we look at things from the lens of singular focus.
Right.
So, even we're talking about how we were when we were kids. Yeah. Like don't quit. Like that's a singular focus.
Right.
But growing up and maturing, you recognize you have a whole
a
holistic view of things.
Right.
There's a time and a place.
It ain't like you said, let me quit and run out on my family.
Right. Because the opposite side of that is like, it may be more detrimental if you don't quit.
Yeah.
Right. But we're not getting that lesson, or most people are not getting that. From a general sense, you're not getting that other side of it.
Yeah. I think even how the words that we use when we stop.
Right.
So sometimes I think does what you're doing or whatever, it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be anything you're doing.
Yeah.
Have you fulfilled your purpose in this area? So it's not so much you quit, but it's like, I'm done. I've completed this thing. You know what I mean? Because you could work at a job forever.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean? But
people do.
I've gained what I needed from this job. It's time for me to move on. You know what I mean? So I think that's more when I know it's time to quote unquote quit.
Yeah, I think when I know it's time to quit is when it starts to impact me to the point where it's starting to impact like my relationships or it's starting to impact my team. Like sometimes you can hold on to something and you be detrimental.
Right.
Like if you not passionate, your team may not be passionate. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think it's about looking at it and realizing like I'm not showing up the best person I can for this, and it's now impacting this and also impacting other things.
I would challenge that because sometimes things get hard. That doesn't mean that they quit because it can impact.
That's true.
So I think it's more: have I completed? Am I still going to gain from fighting through this current struggle?
Have y'all ever fought through something where you start to physically react? like you start to physically like
what you mean?
Either like feel sick or like when you think about it feel down. To me that is like a bodily reaction like hey bro, it's time to quit.
Right.
Like if even at your job, bro, like dudes don't talk about this as much, but you cry, like if you just want to cry when you think about it, or even if it's like it's difficult to just get out of bed, or like you exhausted, bro. You ain't even went in. Like at first, you used to just huff and puff in the I knew I had to quit a job one time, but I had to go just sit in the car before I get there. I had to get there early so I could have enough time to prepare my mind. Like I couldn't count driving in that. I have to I used to work at a call center. I used to be like, I gotta get here 20 minutes early so I could just sit in the car and be like, let me prepare my mind for this. It was time to quit. So we talked about how do you know when it is time to quit, and you got to put your ego aside. I want to talk about how do you do it? How do you do it well? So JJ said something first, and I think this was good. He said, evaluate your time. Evaluate the things that you have on your bucket, your priority time, and be honest about it. Be honest about it. Be honest. So I like to think of it. One day I wrote down what I call my assignments, and I wrote it down in it was located like a pie chart, and I wrote down what are my responsibilities for each assignment. So I was like, I put Olivia and Jaden on there. What do I have to do for that? At work, what do I have to do for that? At church, what do I have to do for that? I wrote down the podcast on there. What do I have to do for that? And it gives you a great sense of like what your assignments are in this season. It gives you a great sense. But I think the second thing, in order to do it well, bro, is just communicate your why. Like, why do I need this time? Or like, why am I stepping down? Don't just do it, but like be like, yo, and this, I just don't have the capacity to do this any longer.
So otherwise,
and here's why.
Just to quit.
Yeah, and I feel like that kind of ties into the first point of like evaluating it, because you're thinking about the why, but also like the why kind of underlines the importance of it. So, and that's part of it too. Like we're talking about seasons, but like things change in different seasons. So don't get stuck on just a belief or a notion that you just carry with you forever, because things could change. What could be important to you in this season could be like your relationships with your friends. But maybe a top priority in another season is like writing a book, or maybe the amount of time that you're dedicating to your craft. Those things can change. Like it doesn't have to be the same things throughout your entire life.
And I think that's the thing. People feel bad when that does change. You feel bad, like, dang.
But that goes to being honest.
You have to be honest.
What's the real reason? Because there's something that has you feeling like it's time to quit. I gotta sit in my car for however long, but it's something that's bringing you to that state that you like. I'm either it's stress or it's I'm not really doing what I want to do. This is not fulfilling. All these things are indicators. So it's like paying attention, being aware to like what those indicators are.
Yeah, I think that's really good, and just the fact that y'all said that there's signs that it's time to change, right? And how it affects everybody. That goes perfectly with something I want to talk to y'all about. So recently I was checking out Kat Nicole's YouTube page.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Kat.
In the first episode I was watching, she was talking about giving yourself grace to grow. And all three of us are currently going through things that are catalysts to growth. Planning a wedding, having a child, right? Having a first child. It reminded me, like recently we had to have a conversation that was difficult for me. It was a difficult conversation for me.
It was a great conversation.
I think it was probably difficult all around.
It was difficult all around.
You feel like there was okay?
I think it was difficult because it was intense.
It was a
critical, direct conversation.
But you know what? It was only intense because Coop was intense.
Right.
I've never seen Coop that intense.
He was very passionate.
He was extremely passionate. I was like,
we don't woke up a bear, the sleeping giant.
Right. That y'all say that. It's so funny because I've been spending the week like
this man Jack and the Beanstalk, the giant.
Yo, and I'm the one who was sitting next to him.
Coop is here.
I'm the one sitting next to him. I was like.
I was over here. I said, if he swings,
if he swings,
it's gonna hit Dante first.
We out the fight. Because I was gonna go down there to fight. I was gonna let you be intense.
No. See, that's why I got turned down, bro. But I was going.
No. It was good. It was good.
Okay.
You have to have healthy conversation with your friends.
Yeah. Okay. So, but this whole week I've been thinking about the conversation. And I'm like, how could I have gone about that better? Was this a conversation? I was like, was this a conversation that needed to be had? Like, because y'all know I'm conflict avoidant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why it was so hard for me, because it's like, I don't want this tension.
And you still didn't want to talk about it.
JJ had to push it out.
JJ, observe it.
Yeah, it's like, push, you look fine over there.
What's up, bro?
Watch your phone, man.
Hey, man, speak on it.
He really did. Speak on it. He really did. And he probably had to pull it out, but when we pulled it out, it was out.
Wasn't no going back.
Peekaboo.
But yeah, I was
you want nigga here.
Our listeners are like, what happened? Our listeners are like, what happened?
Oh, Patreon. Yeah, so, but I came to the conclusion, it's like, I didn't handle that the best, But that was a growth experience, right?
Right.
And I just come to the conclusion that growth is a messy thing sometimes, right?
That's good.
And all I can do is give myself grace to grow and surround myself with people that encourage my growth spurt.
Right.
So, but my question to y'all is, what's been y'all experience in y'all's current growth spurts? As far as planning a wedding, how's it affected, maybe friendships, relationships? Has it changed like your stress points? What's going on with y'all?
Bro, I think for me, I think the biggest thing is in this season, it showed me I am not that guy, bro.
What you mean?
I am not that guy. Like, bro, like, how you get, how like you can kind of, and at no way am I like trying to gas myself up. But I think for the majority of my life, bro, I've been good at a lot of things,
right?
And I've been able to get by with like very little effort,
right?
And don't get me wrong, like I will give effort. I do give effort,
right?
But I'm just saying, it just takes some people a little bit more than it takes me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I've realized is
premium guest.
I've come to the end of that.
Oh, okay.
And so now I'm like, dang, I got to give effort. But I've been so used to not having to give effort that it's been extremely difficult. So when I say I'm not that guy, I mean just in terms of like it's showing me that
your natural talent is not just
my natural talent is not enough.
Right.
And that is something that has impacted relationships because now in planning this wedding, I think Olivia done seen it and she like, babe, I thought you'd be on it.
Right.
But you really be on something else.
Right.
And so I think I would say that's the biggest thing for me.
Okay. What about you, JJ?
Man, growth is frustrating.
Right.
I would say.
I hate it here.
Because, bro, like, even just everything that that's currently going on right now, there's highs and lows.
Right.
I appreciate growth, but growth is frustrating because it's difficult, man. Like I feel like I'm getting stretched in a lot of different ways.
Right.
And it's getting stretched beyond the place that I'm comfortable getting stretched.
Yes.
So like I will tell myself I like to grow. So I will try to make myself uncomfortable. I'll push the boundaries, right? I put myself in these uncomfortable situations like, hey, where I got to reach, I got to stretch. But I'm stretching to the point that I'm comfortable with stretching.
Right.
And some of these situations, people like external circumstances or people are stretching me beyond where I feel comfortable stretching.
Right.
And now that's where like the discomfort, the frustration happens, bro. So it's like talking about having grace for yourself is hard for me because I feel like I have grace for everybody else. But when it comes to me, like I'm a hard internal critic.
Right.
So the fact that I got all these things going on and I don't necessarily feel like I'm handling everything to the level of excellence or to the level that I really want to do.
Right.
It's frustrating.
Right. And that's one of the things that I think I expressed even in our conversation earlier. It's like, I feel like I can be doing more, but I don't have the capacity right now. You know what I mean? So my second question is, we talked about, taking stuff off your plate, but another thing that's kind of goes hand in hand with that is like your tolerance for stuff. So has y'all's tolerance changed for certain things, like things that you used to tolerate, you can no longer tolerate or what?
I think my tolerance has changed just because my time has changed.
Right.
My time has changed and the things that I'm putting the time and effort and energy into, it looks different now. And so my tolerance naturally changes because I don't really have the same capacity to put up with the things that I was putting up with before.
Right.
Not that there's anything negative to it, but it really has me thinking like, if I only have a limited window of time, how am I going to use it? So I'm evaluating now, maybe before, if I was just casually talking on the phone to whoever up until a certain time, right? Like let's say I'm on the phone just BSing until like 11, 12 o'clock, man, I need to be doing something different.
Right.
So what are we talking about here? Is this conversation going forward?
Yeah.
Is it not going forward? Then we can do this another time.
Right. Yeah, I know personally, even I joked about, my dad to stay out, but it got to a certain time and I'm like, this is going to affect me negatively for my production for the next day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, before I'm just really go with the flow. And I tried to be that way Friday and I was that way. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, this is really going to set me back. So going forward, I know that my tolerance, like I cannot allow myself to get outside of what I need to be doing.
And I think that brings up a good point. So my tolerance for like the things that I was doing in the past is not the same.
Right.
So because I'm trying to grow, right, in all these different areas, I'm trying to surround myself with things that are helping me grow.
Right.
So my tolerance for the things that are not helping me grow is very minimal.
Exactly. And
so if I'm in an environment or a situation, I'm like, this in no way is fruitful. It's not productive. Like it's not helping me on any of the goals that I've established. I don't have tolerance for it. Now I'm uncomfortable. Before it was like, it ain't really a big deal. You know, I'll go with the flow. But now there's more intentionality behind like, yo, this is uncomfortable. This ain't helping me. This ain't moving me forward. I'm not progressing. So like, I ain't got the tolerance for it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think one of the biggest things it's shown me from a tolerance perspective is, one, I ain't got none.
You out.
Zero tolerance, bro. Especially if you are... I just be feeling like I don't have time to like talk about stuff that don't matter. Like, because I always feel like I have something to do.
Yes.
So all that, it's really shown me like, please don't call my phone.
Dante has zero tolerance.
I be trying, bro, but I think you can tell. Like, I think you can tell. And I need to do a better job about being like, hey, I don't have time to talk right now, or like, hey, let me just hit you back. But like, it really has just shown me I ain't got time to just cut a rug with y'all and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got something I need to be doing right now. Right. And if I'm not doing something, then I'm trying to steal some time for me so I can go to sleep or do something that help me be better. Like, so I think my tolerance is just, I have very little.
Very little. That's good. And then last thing, I mean, we talked about giving ourselves grace. Has y'all's friendships and social circle been giving y'all's grace to grow? Like, have people been understanding as far as your constricted time and not being able to do the same things that y'all have been able to do?
I would say yes. I would say I think I think people are giving me way more grace than I deserve, and two, like, than I'm giving myself.
Right.
So I'll say, because I have so many things on my plate, I ain't gonna lie. A part of me realizing I'm not that guy. I have allowed some balls to drop.
Right.
And they've been not like huge, but like it'll be stuff like I know I'm supposed to do, and I don't do it.
Right.
And people have been giving me a lot of grace, but also I don't want to be that person that people have to keep giving grace to.
Amazing grace.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want people to be like, dang, bro, I always have to give Dante grace.
Yeah.
Because some people just take advantage of it.
Right.
And I don't want people to align me with a person that is like, this man ain't gonna never do what he say.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna have to keep giving him grace.
Right.
So I don't want that. On the side of that means it's my responsibility to do better.
Right.
And one of the things that I'm thinking about, there is this idea that you have glass balls and you have rubber balls, right? The glass balls are the...
Go ahead.
The glass balls are the big balls. The big things that, like, if you drop them, it's substantial, right?
Yeah.
Your family, your friend relationships, your health.
I like
these are glass balls. Rubber balls are balls that you can drop. You can drop them in the season, but they bounce.
They're gonna bounce back.
They gonna bounce back.
Give me an example.
They get you in the face. So like a rubber ball may be in a season. You may not necessarily be reading as much.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's not something that's going to. It'll impact you, but it's not substantial.
Right.
Like if Coop quit showing up for his wife and his daughter, that's a glass ball.
That's a glass ball.
Dang, I thought it was rubber. That's substantial.
That's good.
But the glass balls, you drop them, they break, and it's hard to repair them. Rubber balls you can drop and they bounce back.
That's good.
So that's what I've been.
People
thinking
also need to be able to figure out which you
gotta categorize.
Yeah, which category you should put your
where your balls are.
Get your balls in order.
Get your balls together.
Bro, that is helping me. That's helping me try to give myself more grace, and also just trying to give myself more grace. Like, hey, bro, you're not Superman.
Yeah.
And just look, some of this stuff you don't even need to be doing no more.
Yeah.
You are allowing this to happen.
Yeah, bro. So that's it, man. I just want to come on here and say I appreciate y'all giving me grace and the opportunity to grow. Because y'all could have jumped me. I know I'm strong.
Bro, I don't believe in jumping.
That's what you're gonna have to do, bro.
I don't even need it.
Yo, just like you didn't, you gonna win Connect 4.
But you know
Connect 4
what?
is a game.
You know what? I really want to sidebar this conversation because although it was a difficult conversation for us to have, I think it was needed and I think it was effective because I don't think people talk about their friends' conflict styles enough.
Right.
And so I think we end up getting through that conversation because JJ had to be the voice of reason.
Right.
Because Coop and I have polar opposites.
Yeah, we do.
When it comes to conflict.
Yeah, Dante confrontational. Coop is confrontational.
Coop is not confrontational.
Right.
I am also very much like, you grown, you need to say what you need to say.
Be direct.
I'ma act like I don't see it until you say it.
Right.
Coop is very much like, you know what? I ain't gonna say it. Let's just keep it moving. Let's keep moving on.
So I think I'm more set the example, and if you see it, if people see it and they want to do it, they're follow the example.
Right, but Coop, as we discussed, that didn't work for me. That didn't work for me. And I think JJ was an integral part of that because JJ actually was like, yo, let's just talk this out.
Right.
He knows me. He knows you.
Yeah.
He was like, let's talk. Let's talk.
Because we got to
this.
come to a resolve. That's why like critical conversations are important. That's why I say it's good that we had the conversation. It might have been intense. It might have been a little passionate. But
it's just be a little passionate.
But you need those conversations and you need friends to have that, right?
Yeah.
And so that even goes to your point about friends having grace. Like the people that you surround yourself with are important.
Right.
Like I feel like my friends allow me to have grace because we're growing together.
Right.
So it's not like I'm the only person growing in this circle. All my friends are growing. So we kind of going through similar things. They may be different. They look different to each of us, but they're very similar. So like that grace is getting thrown around to everybody. But you also, we talked about friends having grace, but like how do y'all have grace for yourself? Like
how do we go about it?
Yeah, like what does that look like?
I think I didn't have that much. And like I said, I was thinking about it a lot of the week. So I wasn't beating myself up, but I think I was over analyzing it and thinking too much.
Were you really thinking about it that much?
I thought about it all week, bro. That took a lot out of me.
This boy turned into the Hulk. You know when he come back to normal, he be like, what happened? Coop didn't even remember.
Yeah, that's just not how I usually deal with things. You know what I mean? And so it just took a lot out of me. So, but like I said, I just came to the conclusion that, I have to let myself try things and mess it up. I mean, my biggest thing is I don't want to, I never want to offend people, and I never want to, mess up relationships. I'm
going to be honest. I don't have the answer to that because I don't give myself grace. I'm being like dead honest. Yeah. I will make a mistake and it will sit with me and it'll sit on me. It will probably make me sick.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. I think and Olivia tells me this all the time. I have a greater expectation for myself than people have for me. Mm-hmm. And so I'd be like, bro, you could have did better.
Right.
Or like, you should have done better.
Which is a good thing.
But it can also be a bad thing.
If you give yourself grace.
If you give yourself grace. Yeah. So that without grace is toxic.
Yeah,
it's dangerous.
Right.
Because Olivia be like, bro, wasn't nobody even tripping on that?
Right.
And I'd be like, but I wasn't good enough. And she'd be like, calm down, bro.
Dante throw his second place trophy in the trash.
I'm in the bed laying down because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a failure. Yeah. I mess up everything. Yeah. So I don't really know what to tell y'all.
Yeah, but I think that was a good conversation, and shout out to Kat and Nicole for sparking that conversation, and make sure y'all check out her YouTube.
That is dope. Yeah. So because we are talking about growing, this is time for our soundbite of the week.
Yes, sir.
If you are a faithful listener of the pod, that our soundbite of the week is a little gem, a little nugget for you to think through and that can help you be better. And because we are talking about this idea of grow, the soundbite of the week this week says you can expect new harvest from old soil. Let me say that again.
How timely.
You can expect new harvest from old soil. I ain't gonna tell y'all who said it because I don't really like that man like that. But he said it to me in conversation. And he was right. Like his thing was, first of all, he's an old head. So he was like, are you a farmer? You know I ain't no farmer. Dun, 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 dun. He was like, have you ever tried to plant new crops? He was like, well, let me tell you something about new crops. With new crops, you got to go and burn the field. You got to re-till the soil so you can have new crops, new harvest. And I was like, man, don't nobody want to hear that. But it is actually very true. Sometimes you got to change that soil out.
And you ain't got to like somebody to take a gym.
Right,
You know
that's
what I'm
true.
saying? Leave the person, take the lesson.
It was, do we have two?
JJ, is that you?
No.
That boy.
I thought that was going to take. I'm not giving you any grace. I'm not giving you no grace.
I heard it somewhere.
You heard it somewhere. Okay.
All right. Hey, guys, we appreciate you all tapping in with us and giving us grace.
Yeah.
As we journey this journey of podcasting. Please, guys, if you know somebody who could benefit from this podcast, share this with a friend, guys. Like, we are coming in here. The part of the heated discussion, we was arguing about being better. And we were arguing about growing and putting out a better podcast. And we believe we have something great here. We know that you guys tell us that, but we also want to make sure that every week we're coming and we're growing specifically for y'all. So if you know somebody who could benefit from this podcast, please share this episode with them. Also, if you are tapping in and you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and you have not left us a rating and review, please go and do that. That's how people find out about our show. Okay. Hey guys, if you want to tap into our community, we are on IG at the Soundboard Podcast. That's where it goes down. We are actually trying to figure out how we can give y'all more exclusive content.
Yes.
We are working on that, and you'll be able to find that at the Soundboard. Tap in with your boy, Dante Speaks Life. I actually spoke a little life to somebody this week. He was like, look at you living up to your name. But I spoke a little life. So go tap into my IG at Dante, DONTAE Speaks Life.
And you can tap in with your boy JJ at _Jeremy J.
And you can find Coop at thisiscoop_.
Hey guys, man, we ain't got nothing but love for y'all. We'll catch y'all next episode.
We out.
Peace.